The Yankees have a high chance of making the postseason, and while it's likely they'll enter as a wildcard team, it doesn't make this question any less important. How the Yankee rotation aligns itself in October will determine a lot about how they end up performing. Making the right or wrong call about who should get the ball could be the difference between a wildcard knockout or going on a deep playoff run and maybe even winning the World Series. Today we're going to break down what the Yankees rotation should be in the postseason, how they should align it, and talk about maybe some traditional or untraditional roles the Yankees can put some of their starters in. My name is Ryan Garcia, and this is Fireside Yankees. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you know when our next piece of content is coming out. And without further ado, let's roll our intro clip. Before we get into the postseason rotation, here's a quick message from our sponsor, DraftKings. Hey guys, it's Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and we're teaming up with DraftKings Sportsbook to offer you all an exclusive promo code to new customers. I'm feeling really good about the Bronx Bombers today, and I can't wait for tonight's game to add some extra fun to my evening watching America's pastime. While I'll be tuned into the Bronx Bombers, I'll also watch games around the league where I'll be tracking my bets for the night on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm all about the data and analytics, and they're a big help when making these bets. It also gives me a reason to watch the best plays over and over and over again, and if you use our code FiresideYanks right here on the screen, new customers can bet $5 to get $300 instantly in bonus bets. You also get $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. What a deal. Whether it's an absolute tank job, a 100-mile-per-hour fastball that's painted on the outside part of the plate, or an unbelievable diving catch, the next big play is coming, and you can bet on it. So what are you waiting for? Head over to DraftKings Sportsbook and sign up with the code FiresideYanks today. The Yankees' ace this season has been Max Fried, who owns a 3.02 ERA, 3.21 FIP, and 163 strikeouts in 176 innings of work. Max Fried has a deep pitch mix and excellent command, which allow him to avoid loud contact and get swings and misses. He's cut down on the walks from last year, and after a tough stretch during the middle of the season, he's made key adjustments to get back on track. The left-hander is throwing his revamped sinker 22.3% of the time over his last 4 starts, an increase from his first 25 starts where he threw it 16.6% of the time. It has overtaken his cutter as his primary fastball over this stretch, where he has a 1.67 ERA, a 2.63 FIP, and a 62.8% ground ball rate. When Max Fried is on, he's capable of giving the Yankees 6 to 7 strong innings, avoiding the long ball, and putting an opposing lineup in a bind. He's a lock for a Game 1 start, but his command is something to watch as we near the postseason. Over his first 17 starts of the 2025 season, Max Fried had a 104 location plus, but over his last 12 starts, it has dropped to a 99 location plus. Getting the command right will be a big part of Fried's outcomes in October. If he can't consistently locate, a good team might be able to pick him apart. He'll likely be squaring up against the team's best pitcher in a wild card series, so whether that's Garrett Crochet or Logan Gilbert, he'll have to be cautious of any run he allows in that kind of game. Overall, I feel confident going into a playoff series with Max Fried as my Game 1 starter. He's someone who's had ups and downs, but the overall production has been really good this year, and it's a matter of whether he does or doesn't deliver. The other lock for a playoff spot in the rotation would be Carlos Rodon, who like last year would fill the role of the Yankees' number 2 starter in the postseason. His 3.12 ERA and 180 strikeouts across 170 1/3 innings have made him one of the best pitchers in the American League. The Yankees have enjoyed the consistency that Rodon has given them, allowing more than 3 earned runs in a start just 7 times all season. He has been a model of consistency for the Yankees. His highest ERA in a month came in July when he posted a 4.24 ERA, which is roughly league average. Carlos Rodon sports a deeper pitch mix than he's ever had before, sporting a fastball, slider, changeup, sinker, and curveball. Carlos Rodon leads the Yankees in strikeouts, and it's no surprise when you consider the fact that all 5 of his pitches have a whiff rate over 20%. Carlos Rodon may be walking more hitters than he has in years past, but it's a conscious effort to not give in and deliver a fastball over the plate that would otherwise get shelled. It's helped him prevent damage contact, and it's why his home run rate is significantly down from last season. Carlos Rodon also has a 3.27 expected ERA. That is the best mark in the Yankee rotation and the 15th best mark in Major League Baseball among pitchers who have at least 300 batters faced. The Yankees can look at him more as a 1B and not a number 2 to Max Fried, and I think there are ways for him to be even better. Over the last few starts, we've seen that the whiff rate has been down a little bit, and I think if he can get the command back to where it was earlier in the season, he could be a very effective playoff starter. Strikeouts are paramount to Carlos Rodon's game, and it's paramount to any pitcher's success in the postseason, so hopefully Rodon can straighten that out soon. Carlos Rodon is one of the best pitchers in the American League, and he's going to be in the postseason for the Yankees, if healthy, as their number 2 starter. Those 2 pitchers are locks, though. You knew they were going to be in the playoff rotation, so which other 2 starters could end up taking the ball in the postseason? While his most recent start was arguably his worst as a big leaguer, I would argue that Cam Schlittler should still be the Yankees' 3rd starter in the postseason. He has the best stuff for any Yankee starter, as he's 3rd among all Major League starters in stuff plus with at least 50 innings pitched at 117. We've also seen him improve his command as the season has gone on. Over his last 7 starts, he has a 104 location plus with a 2.55 ERA and a 3.29 FIP over that stretch. The improved command has made him a much more effective pitcher, as he's been able to make some alterations in his pitch mix that have given him more confidence going after hitters. He's cut down the sweeper usage and has thrown a steady diet of sinkers as his 4th pitch, allowing Schlittler to move the ball into righties while having that power fastball and a cutter and curveball that move away from them as well. In his current form, I don't think that Cam Schlittler is significantly better than Will Warren and Luis Gil, but the upside far surpasses the other 2, and I think that's why you roll with him in a Game 3 environment. We're also seeing him get better, and that's such an encouraging sign when we talk about trying to build momentum for the postseason. Cam Schlittler is more comfortable relying on pitches that aren't his 4-seam fastball to get outs, and that'll keep him from being predictable in a playoff setting the way he would have been earlier in his Yankee career. The stuff is just so good that when he's on, Cam Schlittler can mow through any lineup, and the Yankees, in my opinion, should be willing to take that bet in a postseason environment. For Game 4, the Yankees should try an interesting strategy to see if they can get the most out of their staff. I think Will Warren should start Game 4 if the Yankees get to a best-of-7 series, but I would argue that the Yankees should be very careful about how he looks early in the game. Batters have a 28.5% strikeout rate and a 643 OPS against Will Warren first time through the order, but that quickly becomes a 767 OPS and just a 21.9% strikeout rate second time through the order. For that reason, I would have Ryan Yarbrough ready and trailing right behind him to give them some bulk innings if needed. But if the Yankees can get him through the lineup once and play it batter to batter second time through, they might be able to get Will Warren through a start and get 5 to 6 quality innings. As we saw last night, Will Warren is capable of going toe-to-toe against a good lineup. We saw an increase in changeup usage in this start, and I really loved how he threw it to left-handed batters. Since the month of August, Will Warren has not allowed a single hit on his changeup with a whiff rate over 43% as he's improved the location on this pitch. If you look at the heat map and look at how it compares before August and since August, you'll see that this changeup is being located in better places to get swings and misses. His chase rate on that changeup has increased by 4% as well, and overall, I think that Will Warren is making the right kind of adjustments and making the right kind of adaptations to big league lineups. Like Detroit did last night, I expect that playoff teams will load their lineup with lefties against Warren, and from what I saw yesterday, I saw a young pitcher who's capable of adjusting, adapting, and getting guys out in a big game. While the Yankees ended up losing, Will Warren kept them in that game the entire time he was out there, and I thought that was the start he needed to have in order to cement himself as the Game 4 guy. As for Luis Gil, I know that his ERA of 3.31 is really strong, but the 19.5% strikeout rate and the 14.9% walk rate are awful, indications that his ERA so far is smoke and mirrors. In a playoff setting, walking that many batters and allowing that much contact will almost always result in a quick hook and a bad night for the Yankee pitching staff. If Luis Gil walks 3 batters or 4 batters in the first 3 frames, I doubt that the Yankees will keep him out there for much longer, even if he's keeping guys from scoring. That alone gives you a lot of worry about whether he can be effective in a starting role. You need to make sure you can get some degree of length from your starter, and I believe the guys I just mentioned in front of him are capable of doing that at a higher clip than Luis Gil is. That being said, I think you'd be very effective in a bullpen role, being able to kind of just air it out and throw absolute gas and nasty changeups and nasty sliders to try and get outs. I think in an ALDS environment, Will Warren would be a better reliever as well. As I mentioned, he's very good first time through the order. So I think this is a little more interchangeable for Game 4, but ultimately I'm riding with Will Warren as a starter in that environment, using him out of the bullpen in the ALDS and wild card, but I just trust him a little more than Luis Seal to throw strikes and get me through 5 or 6 innings. If I was the manager, my 1-2-3 would be Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, and Cam Schlittler. And if we got to a best-of-7 series, I would expand the rotation to include Will Warren, while having Ryan Yarbrough ready and capable of stepping into a game in case something goes wrong in that start. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section below, and tell me what you think I should talk about next right here on Fireside Yankees. We really appreciate your guys' continued support, and of course, we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Let's go Yankees, and peace out.
Perfect.